está de volta e a gente vai direto a Nova York com a nossa querida Miriam Spritzer. Ela conversou com o dramaturgo Randy Weiner sobre o baita espetáculo Queen of the Night. Confere aí no nosso quadro 360.
A gente hoje vai conversar novamente com Randy Weiner, que é o produtor de Queen of the Night, que é o novo projeto de teatro imersivo dele. Randy, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview again.
Again, it's great. My second time with you. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. So tell me a little bit about Queen of the Night, how this project came up.
This project came up because the owner of this hotel is a man named A.D. Rosen, who is a very interesting person. He's a big real estate developer, but he's also a huge lover of the arts. So he wanted to create something in this basement when he bought the building. He wanted to create something that no one had ever seen before. So he reached out to many, many people and was looking for new ideas. And he came to me, and I said, what I want to do with this space is create something that no one has ever seen before, an opera which mixes food and circus and small sort of immersive rooms. And he just got very intrigued by that idea, and he gave us the space and let us develop this thing. It took about a year and a half to develop, and we opened it New Year's Eve this year, and it's been fantastic. For 50 years, this has been closed down, but before then, this was literally the hottest spot in New York City. I mean, it's crazy to think that it was closed down for 50 years after that, but it was the place where all the Broadway performers would come, and all the prize fighters would come, and the gangsters would come, and the rich people would come. It was just a very exciting place to be. So
this was like a Studio 54 of the time?
Oh my God, I was going to reference that. I wasn't sure people would know that. It was absolutely the Studio 54 of its time. It was the hot spot. They made movies about it. There's a very famous movie called Billy Rose's Diamond Horseshoe that was like the way they make movies about Studio 54.
We talked about Shakespeare.
Yes,
we talked about Hitchcock, the soundtrack, and the whole thing.
Yes.
Now with this one, where did it come from?
The idea of this was in the spirit of opera. I mean, I think.
Well, most of the magic food.
Well, yes, but even before we had that idea, I was interested in creating a modern opera, and what opera traditionally was a joining together of the greatest artists of the time. It was like a who's who of costume design, of music, of set design, of performers. So I wanted to do that here. I wanted to bring the best talents in New York City to come to this basement in Times Square and do their finest work and try things we've never been able to try before. And I felt we wanted to create something that was operatic in scope, something really huge and all-encompassing.
Any unexpected things happened since you guys started the run several months ago?
Well, look, I think one of the fun things about this is that unexpected things happen all the time, because I think it's an immersive event that we're making with the audience here. And audiences are different. Every night, different things happen, and people, we live in an openness that, audience members who want to be part of the show and engage with the performers, they have the freedom to do that, because freedom is very important to me in one of the performances. I can't stand the idea when people sit in their seat and, their hands in their lap, and they have to, be quiet and laugh at the parts that are funny and, applaud when the lights go down. I'm completely against that. So every night, different special things happen because the audience is different, and they engage in however they're going to engage.
You've been one of the pioneers in this theater language.
Yes.
What do you see the future as far as this new trend going?
Well, it's funny because people call it a trend, but I think what makes it so cool is that it's the opposite of a trend, because the trend kind of implies that everyone's doing the same thing, and all this trend is that people are doing different things all the time. I think this show, again, is so different ultimately from Sleep No More, for example, and Here Lies Love. They're all very unique, which is, I think, what's so cool, versus, going to a traditional proscenium theater, and every show lives in the same box. So the trend is actually to break the trend, if that makes sense. So it's interesting. Break the pattern always, and I think that's what I'm looking to do.
All right, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. I had a great time seeing the show, and I'm looking forward to your new project.
Excellent. Good. We'll see you then. Bye.